Have you ever looked at a classmate, the one who seems to effortlessly glide through exams, and wondered what their secret is? You see them studying, just like you, but the results are completely different. You burn the midnight oil, drowning in flashcards and late-night caffeine, only to feel exhausted and disappointed. They, on the other hand, seem to finish early, look refreshed, and consistently land at the top of the class. This isn't a story about talent, it's a story about method. For years, we've been told that success is a simple equation. Hard work equals results. But if that were true, shouldn't the most exhausted student be the most successful? The truth is, there's a massive gap in our understanding of how the brain truly learns. This gap is being exploited by a small, elite group of students who have discovered the power of ancient wisdom meeting modern neuroscience. These are not simply study tips, they are time-tested techniques refined over centuries. In academic cultures like those in Japan and China, that fundamentally change how your brain processes information. This article is your roadmap to that transformation. It will take you beyond the superficial and deep into the mechanics of what makes learning stick. We'll explore 7 powerful secrets, each backed by modern scientific research, and provide you with a detailed, step-by-step guide to implement them in your life. Before we embark on this journey, take a moment to be truly honest with yourself. What is the one thing you change about your study habits? What feeling, frustration, anxiety, or helplessness do you want to leave behind? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's make this the moment you start your glow up. Secret 1. The upgraded Pomodoro ritual. The power of focused intention. You already know the basic Pomodoro technique. 25 minutes of work, followed by a 5-minute break. It's a great starting point, but the world's highest achieving students have transformed it from a simple time management tool into a powerful, almost meditative. The secret? Before the timer even begins, they pause, take a deep breath, and set a single crystal clear intention. This isn't about time, it's about purpose. Instead of a vague goal like study math, a top student sets a powerful statement like, I will master the 3 key formulas for solving quadratic equations. This mental commitment is a neurochemical hack. Your prefrontal cortex, the brain's command center for planning and decision-making, thrives on clarity. When you set a specific goal, you are essentially programming your brain to filter out all distractions and focus its full power on a single task. This triggers a small release of dopamine, the brain's feel-good neurotransmitter, which creates a positive feedback loop and makes you crave the satisfaction of completion. This is supported by the Zeigarnik effect, a psychological phenomenon that confirms our minds better remember uncompleted tasks, creating a powerful subconscious drive to finish what we've started. This method isn't just a theory, it's proven science. A study published in the Journal of Experimental Psychology found that individuals with a specific goal were 42% more likely to complete a task than those with a vague one. Instead of write an essay, you commit, draft the introduction and first body paragraph. The clarity makes the task feel achievable, and the focused effort delivers superior results. The best Japanese students take this a step further, turning each 25-minute block into a mini ritual with a moment of silent reflection and intention setting before beginning, which is a core tenet of Zen Buddhism. Your action plan before you start your next study session. Write down your intention on a sticky note. Make it as specific as possible. Say it out loud. You're not just starting a timer, you're committing to a ritual of deep, purposeful work. Secret 2, the recall method, the power of your brain's favorite language. Why can you instantly recall a stranger's face from a crowded room, but struggle to remember a list of dates or formulas? Because your brain is hardwired for visual memory. In traditional schooling, we're often taught to learn using our least effective language, words and repetition, when our brains speak in pictures and stories. This is a lesson from students who grow up learning Kanji, the thousands of intricate characters used in Japanese and Chinese writing. Every character is a tiny story. This constant practice primes their brains to create a powerful connection between language and imagery. The occipital lobe, which processes images, works in tandem with the hippocampus, which acts as a switchboard transferring information from short-term to long-term memory. This powerful partnership is far more efficient than rote memorization, which primarily engages the verbal memory centers. This technique is more than just a theory, it's a proven learning tool. Instead of just memorizing the words, mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell, a student would draw a small factory inside a cell, complete with sparks flying from its engines. This form of dual coding, which combines both verbal and visual information, creates multiple retrieval pathways in your brain. Research from the University of Waterloo has shown that students who use visual aids can boost their recall by up to 65% compared to those who rely solely on reading text. The effectiveness of this method is evident in how students in China can memorize thousands of characters and complex facts without the constant struggle of cramming. Take your most boring topic and turn it into images. Your drawing skills don't matter. Your brain doesn't care about aesthetics. It cares about the connections you build. Secret 3, the 5 by writing rule, the secret to true mastery.
In Japan, top students don't just reread their notes.
They rewrite them, not once, not twice, but 5 times.
Each time in a slightly different way.
This isn't just busy work. It's a powerful exercise in active recall and deep encoding. This method forces your brain to engage with the material on a deeper level. When you simply reread text, you're engaging in a passive process. That gives your brain a false sense of security. But when you write, you activate multiple brain regions. Broca's area for language production, and Wernicke's area for comprehension. The core of this technique is the generation effect, the phenomenon that information is better remembered if it is actively created from your own mind, rather than just consumed. Each of the 5 rewrites forces your brain to process the information from a different angle, strengthening a variety of neural connections. For a question like, "What is photosynthesis?" a student would write the formal textbook definition. 2. Rewrite it in their own simpler words. 3. Draw a diagram showing the process. 4. Create a metaphorical story, e.g., the plant as a tiny sun-powered chef. 5. Explain it as if they're teaching it to a friend. This multimodal approach creates at least 5 different retrieval pathways in the brain. By the 5th rewrite, the concept isn't just memorized, it's integrated into your core understanding, making it almost impossible to forget. Pick one tough concept or theory you're struggling with. Follow the 5 steps outlined above. Don't be afraid to be creative. You'll be amazed at how this simple exercise solidifies the information in your mind. Secret 4, the empty cup mindset, the key to unstoppable growth. There's a Zen saying, "You cannot pour tea into a cup that's already full." This profound truth applies directly to learning. The fastest learners approach new information with a humble curiosity, not with the pressure to prove how smart they are. They study to discover what they don't know yet, not to confirm what they already do. This is the essence of a growth mindset, a concept pioneered by Stanford psychologist Carol Dweck. A student with a fixed mindset believes their intelligence is a static trait. They fear failure and avoid challenges, which leads to procrastination and burnout. A student with a growth mindset believes their abilities can be developed. Through hard work and dedication, they see mistakes as valuable feedback and challenges as opportunities to grow. A study from Stanford University's psychology department in 2013 found that students who were taught a growth mindset approach to learning improved their test scores by 15% on average compared to a control group. Before you study, consciously empty your cup. I'm here to learn something new. My value isn't in my score, it's in my growth. When you make an error, don't get frustrated. That's an interesting mistake. What can I learn from it? Secret 5, chain learning. Connecting the dots to see the big picture. In traditional Western education, we learn subjects in silos. History is here, math is there, and science is over there. But in elite Chinese schools, students are taught a different way. They learn like everything is connected, because in the real world, it is. This is systems thinking applied to education. The brain learns by making associations and building neural networks. Every time you connect a new piece of information to an existing concept, you strengthen both. This makes the new information stickier and easier to retrieve. When a student learns about Newton's second law in physics, they immediately connect it to the rate of change in calculus, the reaction kinetics in chemistry, and even the nervous system's response time. They're not learning 3 separate topics. They're reinforcing a single, powerful principle across multiple domains. A study from the University of Cambridge found that students who were able to make interdisciplinary connections showed a deeper level of understanding and higher retention rates than those who learned subjects in isolation. Your action plan after every lesson, make it a habit to ask yourself, how does this connect to my other subjects? Create a web of knowledge, linking concepts from physics to math, chemistry to biology, and history to economics. Secret 6. Teach to learn, the Feynman technique. In ancient Japan, every samurai learned by teaching their juniors. It was understood that true mastery isn't shown in silence. It's shown in the ability to explain anything with clarity. The ultimate test of your understanding is being able to simplify a complex idea so a child could grasp it. This powerful method, known as the Feynman technique, is a tool for rapid learning and a brutal test of your knowledge. When you try to explain a complex topic to someone else, your brain is forced to organize and simplify the information. This process reveals the gaps in your knowledge. The effort to fill these gaps strengthens your understanding far more than just rereading a text block. This is a form of effortful processing, and it's one of the most powerful tools for memory consolidation. As the Nobel Prize-winning physicist Richard Feynman famously said, "If you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it well enough." 1. Choose a topic. Pick a concept you feel you sort of understand. 2. Explain it simply. Take a blank sheet of paper and pretend you're teaching the topic to a 10-year-old. Write down everything you know in the simplest possible terms. 3. Identify the gaps. When you get stuck, that's your aha moment. That's a gap in your knowledge. 4. Go back and simplify. Return to your textbook or notes. To fill that gap, then try to explain it again.
Repeat until you can explain the concept flawlessly and simply.
Secret 7. The Forbidden Night School Hack. The Power of Ritual. There's a reason top students in China are unstoppable. It's not just talent, it's a secret habit used every single night. In some elite schools, students gather in a communal study hall. From 7 p.m. to 9 p.m., with no phones, no distractions, and no noise. This isn't about cramming, it's about building a sacred ritual. This ritual harnesses the power of habit formation, as detailed by author Charles Duhigg in The Power of Habit. The habit loop consists of a cue, the time and place, a routine, focused, deliberate practice, and a reward, a feeling of accomplishment and consolidated learning. This consistent, focused repetition builds incredibly strong neural pathways. These students aren't smarter, they just show up and put in the deliberate work. Every single night. This unwavering ritual that builds more high achievers than any IQ score ever could. The true secret isn't just one of these methods, it's a combination of them. It's about moving from a passive learner who simply consumes information
to an active learner who processes, connects, and applies it.
It's about building a system, a ritual, and a mindset that works for you. And remember, these techniques are only as effective as the foundation they're built on. Quality sleep, healthy nutrition, and a little bit of stress management. You don't need to be a genius. You just need the right tools and the courage to try them. Your transformation isn't about becoming a topper. It's about becoming a confident, lifelong learner. The journey starts with a single step. Which secret will you unlock first? Share your choice in the comments below. Let's begin.